Welcome to Wyoming, a state renowned for its breathtaking landscapes and untamed wilderness. This is land of bison roaming free, grizzlies in their natural habitat, and a diverse array of wildlife, but also home to one truly legendary creature. A creature so elusive, so unique that you won't find it listed in any field guide. Prepare to meet the jackalope, a whimsical hybrid, part jackrabbit with the swiftness and agility of the prairie hare and part antelope adorned with majestic horns, a creature that exists purely in myth and imagination, instantly recognizable, with antlers sprouting proudly from its head, a symbol of the wild. The jackalope is more than just a tall tale, it's a quirky icon, deeply embedded in the fabric of the American West. As you journey through Wyoming, you'll spot its image everywhere. Gracing postcards emblazoned on t-shirts and immortalized in statues that dot the roadside. Local legends whisper that it's lightning fast, a blur across the prairie, incredibly shy, always hiding just out of sight, and possesses the uncanny ability to mimic human voices. Some even claim to have heard it singing along with cowboys around a campfire, its voice blending with the night, before vanishing into the night, leaving only echoes of its song behind. It's said that the only way to successfully catch one is with a flask of whiskey, its supposed favorite drink, a weakness that betrays its elusive nature. But the jackalope is more than just a joke or a funny story. It's a potent symbol, embodying Wyoming's wild spirit, its independent character, and its unique sense of humor. But here's the twist, the unexpected turn in our tale. Because while the jackalope itself is undoubtedly pure folklore, a figment of our collective imagination, there's a surprising scientific connection, a real-world phenomenon that might have sparked the legend. Because in rare cases real rabbits can develop horn-like growths, strange protrusions that mimic antlers. These are caused by a virus, a biological anomaly that transforms the rabbit's appearance. This strange reality blurs the line, making it harder to distinguish fact from fiction, between the realm of legend and the often bizarre wonders of nature. Today we'll uncover the fascinating story of how a clever prank, a bit of Western whimsy, became a beloved cultural phenomenon, and explore how science, in its own strange way, gave the myth a kernel of truth, a foundation in reality. So, join me as we chase the elusive jackalope through the winding paths of history, the colorful tapestry of folklore, and the intriguing world of biology. It's a journey into the very heart of the American West, a land of wide open spaces and even wider imaginations, where stories run as wild and free as the landscape itself, shaped by the wind, the weather, and the spirit of the frontier, ready to track the legend, to separate fact from fiction, and to embrace the quirky charm of the jackalope. Let's go. The adventure begins now and the truth is waiting to be discovered. Our tale starts in 1930s Douglas, Wyoming, a small town nestled in the heart of the American West. It was here, inside a humble taxidermy shop, filled with the scent of sawdust and preserving agents, that our story truly begins. The shop was run by two brothers, Douglas and Ralph Herrick. These brothers were not only skilled hunters, intimately familiar with the Wyoming wilderness, but also talented taxidermists, capable of bringing a semblance of life back to the creatures they encountered, and above all, they were known for their jovial spirits, always up for a laugh and a good-natured prank. One fateful day, after a particularly successful jackrabbit hunt on the vast Wyoming plains, they casually tossed a rabbit carcass onto a workbench already cluttered with various animal parts, including a set of impressive deer antlers. It was then that inspiration struck. A whimsical, unexpected idea sparked in their minds. A thought so simple yet so absurd. What if they combined the two disparate elements? What if they could create something entirely new, something unbelievable? Putting their taxidermy skills to the test, they carefully and meticulously attached the deer antlers to the jackrabbit's head, thus bringing into existence the first ever jackalope mount, a bizarre yet strangely compelling creature. The result was a seamless blend of two very different animals. So convincing, in fact, that it possessed an uncanny realism, making it appear as though it could actually be a real animal found roaming the wilds. At first, the jackalope was nothing more than a private joke between the brothers, a testament to their quirky sense of humor, but soon, friends, family, and curious customers who wandered into their shop were utterly captivated by the strange and wonderful creation. Never missing an opportunity for a bit of fun, the Herricks began to spin elaborate tales of a rare, antlered rabbit, a creature said to roam the vast and untamed Wyoming plains, eluding capture and baffling even the most seasoned hunters. With a twinkle in their eyes, they christened their creation the jackalope, a clever and catchy portmanteau combining the names of the jackrabbit and the antelope, two iconic animals of the American West. The Herrick brothers were gifted storytellers, and their tales were so convincing, so richly detailed, that people, eager to believe in the extraordinary, started to genuinely believe in the existence of the jackalope. What began as a simple prank, a bit of lighthearted fun, quickly took on a life of its own, spreading like wildfire throughout the small town of Douglas and beyond. The jackalope, once a mere figment of two brothers' imaginations, was rapidly transforming into a beloved local legend, and the Herrick brothers' whimsical creation was the spark that ignited the legend. What began as a simple joke, a bit of taxidermy tomfoolery, quickly became an enduring and cherished piece of Wyoming folklore, woven into the very fabric of the state's identity. The jackalope was born, a legend in the making. It wasn't born in the wild, as some might believe, but rather in the fertile and imaginative minds of two creative brothers, and soon, the whole town and eventually the world would join in on the fun, embracing the myth and mystery of the jackalope. The legend of the jackalope was just getting started, its story destined to be told and retold for generations to come. The jackalope mount in the Herrick's shop became an instant sensation. Word spread, and soon people flocked to Douglas just to see the antlered rabbit. The brothers played along, claiming jackalopes were rare and fierce, using their antlers to fend off predators. As tourism boomed, travelers passing through Wyoming wanted a piece of the legend. The Herricks began making jackalope mounts for curious tourists, shipping them across the country. Douglas embraced its new identity, dubbing itself the home of the jackalope. The Chamber of Commerce issued whimsical jackalope hunting licenses, complete with hilarious rules. The town even erected a giant jackalope statue and started an annual festival. What started as a prank became a cornerstone of Douglas's culture and economy. The jackalope was no longer just a joke, it was a beloved symbol of community spirit, and the legend kept growing. For a legend to last, it needs a backstory. And Wyoming delivered. Locals claimed the jackalope was a cross between a killer pygmy deer and a wild jackrabbit, giving it an ancient lineage. They spun tales of jackalope milk as a rare aphrodisiac, only obtainable if you could get the creature drunk on whiskey. The jackalope was said to mimic human voices singing with cowboys around campfires. These quirky details made the story irresistible and easy to share. The jackalope became a trickster, part animal, part spirit of the prairie. Each retelling added new twists, letting the legend evolve. The people of Wyoming gave the jackalope a world to live in, ensuring its place in American folklore. The myth was now bigger than any one storyteller. Douglas didn't just tell the jackalope story, they made it interactive. The Chamber of Commerce sold official jackalope hunting licenses packed with hilarious rules. The hunting season? Midnight to 2 a.m. on June 31st, a date that doesn't exist. Hunters needed a specific IQ, and the only way to catch a jackalope was with whiskey. Locals shared wild stories of near misses and clever escapes, fueling the legend. The hunt became a rite of passage for visitors, a quest for a story, not a trophy. Today you can still get your license and join the fun. The jackalope is Douglas's claim to fame, drawing thousands of tourists each year. The legend is now a powerful economic engine and a source of local pride. In Douglas, the jackalope hunt is about memories, laughter, and a great story to tell. Here's where science meets legend, where the improbable becomes a little more real. For years, the jackalope was thought to be pure fiction, a figment of the Wild West imagination. But the line between myth and reality began to blur, until researchers discovered a real-life phenomenon that could explain the myth. They started to ask, could there be a biological basis for this fantastical creature? Enter the Shope Papillomavirus, a microscopic player with a macroscopic impact. This is a virus that infects rabbits, specifically cottontails, and causes horn-like tumors to grow, often grotesquely, on their heads. First identified in the 1930s by Dr. Richard Shope, a pioneer in virology, this virus produces hard, keratinous growths, essentially made of the same material as your fingernails, and these growths, under the right circumstances, can look eerily like antlers, mimicking the majestic headgear of a deer. Imagine being a cowboy out on the open range and spotting a rabbit with horns darting through the brush. A truly bizarre sight. Without modern science, without the understanding of viruses and their effects, it's easy to see how stories of horned rabbits could take root, spreading like wildfire around a campfire. The Herrick brothers may have popularized the jackalope, turning it into a tourist attraction, but the idea may have existed in whispers long before, perhaps even finding its way into indigenous folklore. The Shope papillomavirus doesn't create a new species, doesn't magically transform a rabbit. It's a disease, a biological anomaly, not magic. It's a testament to the power of nature, both beautiful and brutal. Still, the visual is so striking, so unusual, that it's no wonder the myth caught on, becoming a beloved symbol of the American West. Folklore often has a kernel of truth, a seed of reality that blossoms into something fantastical, and in this case, nature provided the spark, igniting the imagination and fueling the legend. The jackalope legend is a perfect blend of imagination, artistic license, and reality, a testament to how we interpret the world around us. Science doesn't kill the magic, doesn't diminish the wonder, it makes it even more fascinating, revealing the intricate mechanisms behind the extraordinary. Sometimes the wildest stories, the most unbelievable tales, have roots in the real world, reminding us that truth can be stranger and often more captivating than fiction. Let's look closer at the science behind the myth. The Shope papillomavirus infects rabbits, usually through insect bites, and hijacks their skin cells. It causes rapid, uncontrolled growth, keratinous tumors that can resemble antlers. These growths are permanent and often appear on the head, neck, and shoulders. For the rabbit, it's a tragic condition, not a magical transformation. Dr. Shope's research was groundbreaking, showing that viruses could cause cancer. This discovery paved the way for understanding human diseases and developing vaccines. So, the jackalope isn't just a tall tale, it's connected to real scientific breakthroughs. The legend bridges the gap between frontier storytelling and modern medicine. Sometimes truth is stranger and more inspiring than fiction. Decades later, the jackalope is more than a prank. It's a symbol of the American West. It represents the blend of rugged reality and playful imagination that defines Wyoming. The jackalope has hopped into movies, TV, music, and even a Pixar short. It's become a cultural shorthand for the wild, quirky spirit of the frontier. In Wyoming, the jackalope is a source of pride. The state even considered making it the official mythical creature. Douglas celebrates with jackalope days, parades, and plenty of merchandise. The legend has given the town a unique identity and a reason to celebrate. The jackalope's legacy is about the power of storytelling, finding wonder in the everyday. It's a reminder that some of the best history is told around campfires and on souvenir mugs. The jackalope endures because it's fun, imaginative, and a little bit magical. It's the spirit of the West, captured in a single, unforgettable creature. As our journey ends, what have we learned? The jackalope is a blend of clever invention, community spirit, and a dash of real science. The Herrick brothers' prank became a legend, fueled by tall tales and local pride. The Shope papillomavirus gave the myth a surprising scientific twist. The jackalope blurs the line between fact and folklore, making the story even richer. It's a symbol of Wyoming's humor, creativity, and wild imagination. The legend invites us all to believe, if only for a moment, in something magical. So next time you're in Wyoming, keep an eye out at dusk. Maybe you'll spot a jackrabbit with antlers, or maybe you'll just enjoy the story, because the real magic of the jackalope is in the wonder it inspires.